Hi there, Henry Smith from IamWealthyandRich.com, where I talk about how to understand the game of money and play it well. Welcome to today's cryptocurrency portfolio update, something I've been doing now for about a year. And make sure you stay to the end of this video, because after the update, I always talk about something of importance. So before I could continue with my update, it's important that I do the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a financial planner. So make sure you always seek financial advice from a financial planner. And also understand that all risk can be risky. So do not invest more money than you can afford to lose. And in case you're wondering why I have these videos clipped in my background, is to remind you of the lifestyle that you can attain if you're willing to become a disciplined investor and do what it takes and stay the long course. Okay, investing is not a short-term thing. If you're a medium to long-term investor, you can, and you invest in the right things, you can achieve this kind of lifestyle. So with that, I'm going to share my screen and update the portfolio. So I'll click the share button. So this is the spreadsheet I've been updating, and mostly every day. So today's the 4th of May. It has three main columns: altcoins, Bitcoin, and the totals. And I get the time is this at the moment, 15:29. Get the figures from this page here. This particular portfolio consists of one whole Bitcoin and a selection of altcoins. This is the totals in US dollars. This is the total in British pounds, and this is the percentage split, which varies according to how, Bitcoin or the altcoins expand. So let's look at this figure here: 104,413. 104,413 and 84. 104,413.84. And the top figure here, 143,191.94. 143,191 and 94. Yeah. So let's bring this figure here down, and this can go green. Let's bring this figure here down. This will stay green, and this will stay green. So it's a green day today after quite a lot of red. We have been in a dip, and we're continuing the dip. But yeah, so altcoin portfolio is up 927. Bitcoin is up 567, and the total portfolio is up 1,494. So that is for today. Now, what I'd like to talk about is just understanding the mindset of an investor, like what you have to go through. Investing isn't really a day-to-day process. It's really a long-term process. If you're an investor, you need to be thinking of 5 to 10 years. Serious investors think for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Okay? So it kind of amazes me sometimes when I hear people talk about they've been, in this thing for 6 months and they're not rich yet. Or they've been in this thing for 1 year. I had a guy tell me, been doing this thing for 1 year. And it's a long-term process, okay? And looking at over a year how this portfolio has gone, I was just looking at it earlier before I started the video process. This recording started, it started at February 2021. So at that time, it was 106,000. Now, beneath this video, there's always a link. I put this link beneath in all videos. There's a link that shows, how I got from 0 to 106,000. So I didn't start at 106,000, but I started doing the recording documenting from 106,000. But really, I started in, I would say, April, May 2020. So if you want to see how I got from that level to 106,000, you can watch the video. It's in the description. But looking at these figures, you can see how, we basically went through two bull periods, shall I say. It's still part of the bull run, but two bull periods. And yes, this came up. I was looking at these figures, how they came up, the 160s. This is now the total crypto, the totals column. So Bitcoin, was 34,000 in February, went up to 51,000, 57,000. And the total portfolio, went into the 200K level. And then it went into the 255,000 level. So that from an investor's perspective, it's done pretty well. It did pretty well. But this is just over 2 years now, the second year. But if you were to look at this over 5 years or over 10 years, that's when you really will see the growth. Really, you want to look at a minimum of 4 to 5 years. So whatever it does over 1 year, it's not really of any significance. I'll track it, I'll record it, just for documentation's sake, until I get tired of doing it. But it's really of no significance. The significance really is what's over 4 or 5 years. So here's 255,000 and 270,000. The Bitcoin 59,000 here, and we even got Bitcoin hitting 63,000 here when the portfolio hits the 300,000 mark. So all these are nice swells, swell, and then it goes down, and swells, it goes down. Then it starts going down. Okay, Bitcoin starts coming down from 63,000 to 54,000, 49, 54,000. This is, you can see the dates here, April 2021. So April 14th, Bitcoin was around 60,000, 63,000 rather. Portfolio was around 278,000. And Bitcoin started to go down. And the portfolio was still, even in the beginning of May, it was still around, portfolio was around the 300,000 mark. Bitcoin was around 357, and then it started to go down dramatically, and it dropped. The portfolio dropped down from 300,000 to 168. Then settled around the 168, 136 even. So these are the ups and downs. Now you can do two things. You can either pull your money out or just leave your money in, because it's a long-term journey. So the long-term investor's mentality is different from the short-term traders' mentality, or even the medium-term traders, because it's pretty, the way things actually move in the markets. And in 5 years' time, a lot of people that came in 2017, during the 2017 bull run, what they have today is significantly more. You see what I mean? Because the market is increased dramatically since then. So if you miss the top, you'll be there for the next top, and you'll be much better off in the next top. Here it shows that May 2027, it's reaching down to 203. Just looking at these figures here. June, so what's the lowest we've got here? June. Okay. So yeah, it got down to 38, 34,000, 33,000, what I can see here, 32,000, 31,000, 30,000, 29,000. Okay. Bitcoin from 20th of July down to 29,000. And the total portfolio is down to 115,000. So I could look at this and say, out of the 106,000, I've only made, 11,000 or something, or whatever the figure is, 11,000. 9,000. I could have pulled it out. Should I have pulled it out when it was 300,000? Could be. I have other portfolios that I've taken money out. Some portfolios I've just left and just watched them because I know that I'm leaving it over the long term. And over the long term, when this hits, several 100,000, these times will be irrelevant. I don't know if I keep doing recordings all the way up to the end because it's a bit tedious. But the market then spiked up again in October, November last year. And Bitcoin, reached 68,000 or so. Altcoins went up as well. There was 295,000, and then tanked again. So this is the way the market goes. And then there's good evidence to show that the market's going to go up again. It's going down at the moment, but after it finishes going down, it's going to go up. The thing is, what you can see from this thing, if you just leave it, that you can see that when the market goes down, it eventually goes up. When the market goes up, it eventually goes down. These things are certain as far as the crypto markets are concerned. After every expansion, there's a contraction. After every contraction, there's an expansion. You can guarantee those things are going to happen. And you can either react or wait for bigger moves. Some people act on smaller swings in the market, smaller swings. Some people wait for the big giant moves. Okay, that's what investors make money from, the giant moves. Swing traders make money from the medium move, and day traders make money from daily fluctuations, hourly, minute fluctuations. And I'm not a fan of that, and I wouldn't recommend that. It's not that it's if you can get good at it, that's great, but it takes a long time to get good at that. But it's easier to make money from major swings in the market. And to do that, you have to learn on how to read the charts if you're using technical analysis, which is what I use. And you just wait. It takes patience. So, whether it goes up or down, up and down, it goes up to 200,000 or 300,000, it comes down to 160,000. One knows that eventually it will go up into the seven figures. And so these days of 200, 300,000 would be insignificant. You see what I mean? So that's the thing about the markets. When you're looking at over the long term, you're looking over a 5-year period, 10-year period. What happens over 1 year or 12 months or 18 months is insignificant. But not a lot of people have the patience to think that way. Most people want it now. They want instant gratification. It's delayed gratification that makes you wealthy. Delayed gratification. If you combine delayed gratification with investing, you'll do very, very well. If you want instant gratification, you won't do very well. Most people give up what they really want for what they want at the moment. These are the attitudes that you need to understand this. Most people give up what they really want for what they want at the moment. Most people want long-term financial security and freedom, but they give up long-term financial security and freedom for what they want today. So they want something, they want to buy it today, they want to get a result today, or they want to make money this month. So they give up long-term financial freedom for that. And that's that's what happens to 95% of people. The 5% and 1% don't think that way. Okay, so it really is a change in mindset. And like I said, not looking at short-term profits, but looking at long-term possibilities. Okay, so the mindset. I haven't done a mindset video for a while. Having the right mindset is what's going to take you there. You need to have a working prosperity mindset and really believe and think of prosperous things. If you don't, because your mind is kind of like, you have a little driver in there that's driving you, the vehicle. And if it's not nourished with the right vision, it's starved, it doesn't really see where it's going, where the great future is. It's going to drive you into a ditch because it's got short-term thinking. I talk to some people that say they're tired of waiting for this crypto thing. That things that don't turn around, they're going to commit suicide, or words to the effect. And it's like the driver in their mind, his mind is so corrupted with poverty thinking, poverty mentality, no possibility, without possibility thinking. It's what's known as possibility blindness to the possibility thinking. What it takes to be a successful investor is one of the ingredients. There are many things: strategy, but patience. Okay, understand about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is your gold. You should never sell Bitcoin. Bitcoin is your gold. Okay. Next in line is Ethereum. Then you've got the altcoins, and you invest in them accordingly. We talk about some of that in our training on the I Am Wealthy and Rich website when you log in. As you develop your altcoins and they make profits, there are different ways of investing. You can buy and hold, and then you can also DCA, buy and accumulate. You need to have two streams. So I have some portfolios where I don't touch at all, and they're just there. And then I have other portfolios where I'm constantly adding money to them in certain proportions. A certain amount allocated to Bitcoin, certain amount allocated to Ethereum, certain amount allocated to altcoins. And when there's a market swell and I want to take profits, I take profits from the altcoins. Then I put them into Bitcoin and Ethereum, where I'm boosting, and then I spend the rest. I don't take profits on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, when you understand what Bitcoin is, it's not just another cryptocurrency. It is scarce digital gold. And there will come a time when it will become so scarce and you'll be glad you held on to it. Anybody that has Bitcoin will be considered, will be very wealthy, it will be very valuable, because it will not be, a lot of it will become more and more and more scarce. Okay, over the next 5 to 8 years, the scarcity of Bitcoin is going to become more and more apparent. A lot of Bitcoin is being taken off of exchanges. A lot of it's on exchanges, but a lot of it has been removed from exchange and put into private wallets. So there's less and less and less Bitcoin in circulation. Okay, 900 pieces of Bitcoin are produced at this recording, time of this recording. 900 pieces of Bitcoin are being produced on a daily basis. Very little of that 900 Bitcoin is making its way to exchanges. Most of it is it's gone right into the private wallets of the miners. Why? Because they don't need to sell their Bitcoin. They used to have to sell it in order to pay for their mining operations. But now a lot of miners who have been kicked out of China and so on and so forth, moved over to the West, have been able to seek alternative financing from capital markets. So they don't need to sell their Bitcoin to fund their mining operations. They've got a capital, they're able to get finance from the capital markets to fund their mining operations, and then therefore save their Bitcoin, which they know in the long term will be much more valuable for them to save their Bitcoin, because it will be worth a lot more than what they borrowed from the capital markets. So, because before they couldn't get funding before, that's why they had to use their own Bitcoin to fund their market. So that Bitcoin then found its way into the exchanges. But as I said, now the majority of them are keeping their Bitcoin in their wallets that they produce, so it's not making its way to exchanges. The little that is on exchanges is being taken off. Many billionaires are taking off millions and millions of Bitcoin from exchanges, putting it into private wallets. So the scarcity of Bitcoin is going to become apparent gradually. Countries are going to start adopting Bitcoin. We have 2, El Salvador and Central African Republic. There'll be more. Get 2, then 4, then 8, then 16, and then there'll be a stampede. all of these things are going to contribute to, when something becomes more and more and more and more scarce, the price of it will shoot up. Plus the effects of inflation, of what the money the government has produced, government borrowing, government printing, whatever quantitative easing, whatever you want to call it. All of these things are going to come together and create an effect. The scarcity of an asset and the devaluation of the currency because of the printing, it's all going to have an effect. So the currency is, you're going to see the rise of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, the crypto ecosystem, the value of which Bitcoin is 40%, rise dramatically due to inflation, due to perhaps hyperinflation, but also due to scarcity. Okay, and if you are not invested or positioned, you will lose out. So make sure you're invested in positions. Not financial advice, but I would advise. I shouldn't use the word advice. I encourage you to invest or look into investing and position yourself to take advantage of these great swings in the market, and not to look at. It's torturous looking at crypto on a daily basis. You're torturing yourself. You really just want to set it and forget it, kind of thing. Just add to it on a weekly or monthly basis and just forget it. Okay, so you want to have Bitcoin, you want to have Ethereum, you want to have Bitcoin, but you've got to understand which is your gold and silver, should I say, and you don't sell those. You just add to them. It's like a family farm. It's like if you were to buy a big plot of land in Manhattan 100 years ago, you'd be so glad you did now. You don't sell it. You'll be so pissed if you sold it now. Okay, so you don't sell it. You borrow against it. Wealthy people don't sell assets like that. They maybe borrow against them. They need money. They don't sell that type of asset. So eventually Bitcoin could be so big that you could borrow a small proportion against it if you want money, but you don't sell it. You still have the asset. But your altcoins, as they go up and they go up much faster, you can sell some of that to repay your Bitcoin debt, or like I said, add to your Bitcoin stash. That's your real wealth. So concentrate on building your real wealth. And the easiest way is to just put in regular amounts on a weekly, monthly basis. Divide it into those three and keep doing it consistently for the next decade and see where you are. See where you'll end up. Okay? And it's a percentage of your salary, it's a percentage of your income, whether it be 10%, 15%, 20%, whatever you can afford. But set yourself up for financial success. This is the time to do it. You don't want to do it in 2030. In 2030 will be too late to take advantage of the crypto thing. Won't be too late, it will be hard, it will be more difficult. A lot of the opportunity will be gone, and there might be something new at that time. So you want to be happy that you took advantage of the last 8 years when we come to 2030. I can't remember 2022, myself telling you. There's some wonderful opportunities available. This is a financial revolution. The internet was an information revolution. Cryptocurrency is a financial revolution. And so in the information revolution, nobody should be without knowledge. You should be able to access knowledge all the time, anytime. You want to find out about how to grow tomatoes or apple, go on the internet, find out, no problem. Before you had to go to the library or encyclopedia. Now you can just find out, watch a video for 30 minutes, instantly got that knowledge. That's the information revolution. It's wonderful. And those who are less than 20 years old will not understand what it's like to grow up without the internet. Because they're just used to it. It's just a way of life. For those over the age of a certain age will understand what you had to do to get knowledge. You had to go to the library or on an encyclopedia or study a course in university. We can now get this at your fingertips. That's called the information revolution, and it's amazing compared to the old system. Now we have the financial revolution, which is what cryptocurrency is. The old traditional way you had to save money in the bank or post office, and all those dinosaur systems, the only people who knew about making money was your banker and all that. No, now anybody can become very wealthy, okay, if they do the right things, okay, especially if they did the right things, 5 years ago, they'd be very wealthy today. If they do the right things now, 5 years, you will see the results, the fruits of their efforts in 5 years, 10 years. But you've got to get started now. You don't get started in 5 years' time. You don't get started in 10 years' time. You get started today. If you want to see a good 5 years or 10 years, you get started today. Okay, so take advantage of this financial revolution. Don't just sit down and watch it. Don't be a spectator, be a participant. Okay, be a participant. But I'm going to end it now. I want to thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to visit our website, IamWealthyandRich.com, link below the video. And I shall see you, let me see, I shall see you in the next, okay, actually, let me go to my website just to show you the share button. Share. IamWealthyandRich.com. IamWealthyandRich.com is an affirmation that I use. It's not me showing off. It's just an affirmation. It's an affirmation I want you to use. I am wealthy and rich. And to hear that and many other affirmations, scroll down here and fill in the short form, and you'll get our mindset training, which includes the affirmations and also what I talked about, investing on a regular basis. Okay, so go ahead and do that. And that's free, for now. And then I'll see you on the inside. So let's stop share. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye for now.